Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Cleansing and clearing. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining the show today. We are cleansing and clearing this space, releasing all negative energy in this space. So all that remains is positive and pure. Thank you for joining me today for this crystal chat. Thank you. Come on in and let's have a good chat. We've been having some deep talks the last few weeks, and we're continuing that theme, I guess. Hi, Brenda. Welcome. Just getting started here. Can you hear me okay? Is the sound coming through okay? I've got my sage going really good, so I'm going to set it over here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today we are discussing the soul space. It's kind of an ongoing discussion of the last couple of weeks. We've been talking about past lives and the possibilities of those. And today I want to discuss the soul space, describe it. So welcome. Hey, hi Amy, thank you, welcome. Hi Mary Claire, welcome. Hi Angel, welcome. Thank you for the sound check, great. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to the show. And then after this chat, and it's open discussion, there's no, whatever you believe, please share and please join in the discussion. There's no judgment, there's no, whatever you believe is what you believe. And I am not trying to convince you one way or the other. Just share what I have learned. So, and after that, we will pull 2 cards for group messages overall. And one is from the Namaste deck, very beautiful, positive messages. And also, I've never pulled one from the Soul Coaching deck. I don't think I have. So I'm going to pull one from that deck and see what we have to learn today from these messages. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming in today. Hey, we've got Cindy, Louise, Susie, Jeannie, Thea, Melanie. Thanks, everybody. Please share this. That helps me, and that helps everybody else who needs to find us, find us. And if you are not a member of my group, Crystalline Sage, please hop over there and join that group. It's a beautiful group of beautiful souls. So today's chat is talking about the soul space. And so it's kind of a deep spiritual topic. The last few weeks, we've been talking about past lives. And so I figured this is just the next step in it is discussing the soul space and describing it. I've seen it several times during meditation. And it's described to an extent in my new book, Spirit of the Crystal Ray. So if you don't have that, pick it up, Amazon.com or through me. But the soul space is a space that is, it's just energy. It's the space where we go to in transition between lives, between physical lives. After we pass over, we go to the soul space. Before we are born, we are in the soul space. So it's a space where it's just filled with energy. It's just energy. There are no objects or buildings or things of any kind. Hey, Magda, thanks for joining. It's just energy. And the energy is so incredibly powerful, positive, powerfully positive. It is filled with love. If you could imagine every soul holding love in their hearts, how beautiful that would be. That's what that's like. It's hard for us to imagine that because we don't feel that necessarily here on the earthly realm. Not continually anyway. We feel love and we feel divine love at times, but not continually. That's a continual divine love that all the souls in the soul space hold when they're in that space. There's no judgment. There's no negativity of any kind. There's respect for each other's souls. There's regard for each other and helping each other without worrying about anything. There's no negative energy whatsoever. It is all completely filled with divine love, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful space. There are sections in the soul space, although it's odd because you don't have like I said, buildings or rooms or anything, but you can determine the sections in the soul space, and there's two areas that stand out, and one area is for quiet, reflective time. When you go back to the soul space, you reflect upon what you've learned during the physical life, what you endured, what you didn't learn, what you need to do again, what you need to, if you did learn something, you can move on and think about what's the next phase in your own soul growth learning process. So that's the quiet, reflective area where you do that. Sometimes you need to separate yourself and go through a detachment phase in the soul space from what you went through or endured during a physical lifetime. Sometimes you need to really do some quiet reflecting. And there's no time span in the soul space, so it really can't say give yourself time, but that's how we perceive it. So you have time to reflect and regroup and figure out what's next on your agenda. It's kind of an easy way to say it. And then please post your comments about this too, and your thoughts. And there's also a space that's a planning space. And it's kind of like what you feel like a conference room without walls, without chairs, without tables. It's just the souls together in this space, this planning space. And that is where you determine what you will do next in the next life, the next physical life. And that is where your soul group, your soul family comes together. And it's not necessarily all the same members at the same time. Hi, Mary. It can be different members of your soul group at different times. So you don't all come together here at the same time. You have different agendas, you have different objectives for yourself too, but it's all intertwined. So in the planning phase is where you come together with the souls in your soul group who are supporting you on your next learning objective, whatever that might be. And every lifetime you have another objective to learn. You have another thing to learn. You have more things to learn. And during your physical life, you might have more than one thing to learn. I've had some major life lessons I've learned this time around, but I've also learned some little things this time around too. So there can be more than one. Penny, hey, shh, shh, shh. Oh, yeah, she's back talking. She says, don't sass me. So you might have more than one thing you need to learn during a physical life, and those things are planned in the soul space. And you come together with your soul group, and you discuss all of these things. What's the next lesson that you need to learn? What is the next main lesson that you need to learn? And what are the little components of that you want to throw in there too? And all of the soul members, or the soul group members in your group, will all have some way to contribute. You'll decide who's going to be your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, if you have any. You're going to decide who is going to be your support group during the lifetime. You're going to decide who is going to come and bring in some challenges for you so that you can overcome those and learn your lessons. You're going to decide where you live, what you're going to look like, what form you're going to take, what physical or mental challenges you might need to bring upon, to endure, to learn from. It's a very long, extensive process. I can't say long because, again, there's no time in the soul space, but we see it as a long, extensive, very detailed process. I guess I should say that instead. It's a very detailed process where everything is just laid out and just planned completely. JJ, stop that. So it's all decided. That way you can come back to life, physical life. JJ, stop it. Dogs are being trouble today. And that's where you decide everything that you need to decide. And hopefully when you come back to physical life, incarnate again, you will come back and you will learn the lessons that you set forth for yourself. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And that in itself is part of the learning process as well. So it's just a process that we go through each time around. And sometimes we stay in the soul space for a bit of time, what we consider time. Sometimes we come back quickly, sometimes we stay there for a while. So it's hard to wrap your mind around the whole time concept when it's, when you talk about time here and there's no time there. So it's kind of hard to, even for me to explain it in such a way that makes sense. But you can take your time coming back to the physical life again. Have you ever, if you think about the people that have come into your life and that have exited your life this time around, can you picture them in some way of being part of your soul family, either giving you challenges or support? How do you feel about that? Now, also at the same time, I'll check your comments in just a second here. Also at the same time where you're doing your planning, you're also helping the other souls in your soul group doing their planning. So it's all intertwined and interconnected. So whoever is my mother is going to do her role being my mother, and she's also got her life lessons to learn while I have my life lessons to learn. We both have our life lessons to learn, but we're interconnected. I'm going to support her in her role. She's going to support me in my role. Although we might face challenges, we might face more supportive roles, it's all different. It's all different depending on what she needs to learn, depending on what I need to learn, is what we will discuss and decide how we will achieve all of this together while we're here. What do you think on that statement? What are your thoughts on that? So there are people who have come and gone from, I'm sure, all of our lives to either support us or challenge us in such ways. And sometimes very, very difficult challenges for us to handle, right? Some of us have gone through some very, very difficult challenges to endure. But can you see how they played a role in your life and what you've learned from those? Have you learned from those? That's another question. Have you learned from those challenges? And sorry, my phone rang, so I had to I hope I'm back. And each incarnation, different souls will play the different roles to do their part in their learning and do their part in supporting all at the same time. So let's see where we are with comments here. Hey, Tiffany, Amy, let's see here. Amy, yes. Emma. Emma's being quiet. She's the good dog today. Oh, okay, Mary. Hi, Carol. Emma's right here beside me. Yes, Sherry. Yes, amazing. Hi, Lori. Amy, true. Very interesting. I'll catch the rest later. Okay, talk to you later. Hey, Debbie. It's like a big support team. Exactly. Your soul group, your soul family is a big support team. And you're all in this space planning and trying to achieve, make it so you can achieve what's best and for your highest good for your own soul path and your own soul purposes, fulfilling your own soul purposes and fulfilling and achieving your lessons that you need to learn. And at the same time, helping those in your soul group. I have no doubt that several of us are part of a soul group. And I've seen many past lives where my mother, my father, my daughter, all played different roles in my lives. So there are prominent ones that are there often. Some might come and go and just show up in certain lives for certain reasons and just quickly, every once in a while. And others might be quite more often. Now, I know my mother and I have had much lives of heavy karma. We've had many lives of difficulty of getting along, of supporting each other, physical lives. And so this life, I was thinking early on when I learned about soul space and learned about soul past lives, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to go through this again. I know that if I don't resolve it, I'm going to have to go through it until I get it right. And 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, it's been a little over 2 years ago, my mother was in a accident, and it changed her life tremendously because her and I did not see eye to eye. We did not get along most of my whole life. And after that accident, things changed, and I went through many things with her during her recovery. And during that time, one of the things that I did was forgive myself and her for all the things that we went through during this physical lifetime. And in doing so, I learned and I started to love her for the first time. And now I can tell her I love her and mean it. And I cleared that karma. So I feel from this point forward, our roles in physical life will be much different. So it's interesting if you have somebody in your life that you've struggled with so long, and so this physical life, if you struggled with for so many years or so long, if you're able to find some healing or resolution, look into past lives too and see if you've had this kind of pattern again and again and again with this person, or the soul rather. If you can find some resolution or some peace in some way with that soul, that person here on earth this time around, then you might be able to heal some of that karma if you've had some of that too. So let's see here what else we've got here. Magda, you were told that your daughter was my mother in the past. She sometimes comes to me strong. Now I understand. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And in the past, you might have had different lessons, different objectives. She might have had different lessons, different objectives. So that's when that planning part comes into play in the soul space. When you plan, okay, you need to figure out this, and she needed to figure out this. And so that's why you come as mother and daughter, or daughter and mother, either way, you know. So, hey Rebecca, welcome. Hey Sherry, correct, yes. Paula, you know we are a soul group also. Yes, I think more and more of us are gravitating together. It's that time that things are starting to shift and change. I've seen a huge shift in energy on the physical earth. That things are really changing. Things are really opening up. More awareness, more growth, spiritual growth, more understanding. It's truly a remarkable time, and I think it's even going to get better. Thea, you had died and found myself talking with a man along with long white beard, dressed like, I've got a weird glare here, so it's hard for me to see some of this. Gracian type clothes. The place looked Gracian too. He asked me if I wanted to go back, and I said yes. Oh, wow, that's cool. Amy, you saw 2 of your current friends in 2 different past lives. Yeah, yes, I have no doubt. I've had friends, personal friends, that have come into my life, and we were good friends for a period of time during this life, and then we just drifted apart. So I feel that when that happens, just a second. I feel like when that happens, when you have a friend in your lifetime and you drift apart, then you have accomplished what you needed to with each other. You've done that part, whatever it was. You might still be friends on some level here on this life, but you might not really connect much or understand much, or maybe you just don't see each other anymore. They're just moved on. I feel like you might have done your part with them, and that's the time frame for them. I've also had people where they just show up in the oddest places, and you have this connection and this knowing, like, wow, I know you. I just know you. I know who you are. And you don't really, on a physical level, know this person. You just have that feeling, that inner feeling of knowing somebody. Those, I believe, are part of your soul group as well. They come into your life just, poof, there you are. And have you had some of those happen? And then I've had some friends that have come through, and it's been as if we went through our learning phase, and then there was an abrupt stop, gone. They went on their way, I went on my way. So that, again, to me, feels like we helped each other in the ways we needed to at the time, and we moved forward. And that was it. They're on their rest of their path with their other soul group, the rest of their soul group. I'm on the rest of my path with the rest of my soul group. I know, it's kind of crazy, heavy, crazy, confusing, and it's a lot to process. So think about it. And like I said, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to make you think the way I think, because everybody's different. And everybody's beliefs are different. And so, yeah. Sherry, you do Akashic? So yes. Yes, Akashic Records, awesome. Hi, Annette. Yuvagisi, welcome. Amy, one of them was evil while the other was Andalarian princess. Oh, wow. That's cool. The princess one, not the evil one, but hey. But no, you're getting what I understand, what I'm trying to say, though, because some people in the soul group come to provide, I believe, challenges. And if you can overcome that, if you can understand from that, if you can learn from those challenges, I think that you're on the right track. If you can forgive, if you can find compassion, if you can send peace, then that even more power to you, you know. And if you the disclaimer, if you need to seek medical advice or psychological advice in your healing sessions, please do so. Find what's best for you in your own healing and resolution with what you've endured through your lifetime. So, let's see here. Rebecca, we've got, is it the same for places? I went to a Winter Palace in the Petersburg in Russia, and my twin and I felt that you have been there in recognized things. Yes. That, I believe, we touched a little bit about that a few weeks ago, is where it's kind of like a deja vu kind of experience, where you might have visited somewhere this time around, and it seems oh so familiar to you, that I believe you probably were there in another lifetime. If something is so familiar and you feel like you know it, I feel like you probably were there in another lifetime. Maybe you lived there, maybe you visited there extensively. But when we come back to incarnate and back to Earth, we do so in different places. That's part of our planning. What will best suit our learning experience? Where do we decide we want to be in our physical life on Earth to help us achieve our goals, our learning? So, hi Gabrielle, welcome. Let's see here, blessings for sharing this. Oh, thank you. You've been having challenging with your mother your whole life, and now we stopped talking over the phone. Yeah, it is. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard when you have an immediate family member and you don't get along with them. My mom and I just really, from the time I was 5 on up until 2 years ago, I just put up with her because she was my mom. Sad to say. And I've had to do a lot of self-forgiveness for that. And there were times I just dreaded when the phone rang. I just didn't want to deal with it. I just didn't want any part of it. And I just wanted to look the other way and not deal with it. I am grateful, however, I've got to say, I am grateful that I faced the final challenges with her in her accident. I am sorry she had to go through that, but she had to do that for her own lessons as well. But I am grateful I had another chance before she passed and transitioned. And she's still alive though. But I'm grateful that I had another chance to get it right this time, to find that forgiveness, to find that love, to find that compassion, and to start over, to clear the air, so to speak, so we can move forward from this point forward. So I am grateful I had that opportunity. Had she not had that experience, we still might be in the same boat. I don't know. But I believe that's part of this whole planning thing too. It was probably discussed, look, we're going to do some kind of extreme thing, and this is going to be your last ditch effort this time around. If it doesn't work, then you know what, we're going to have to do it again. So let's get it right. So I can picture that conversation in the soul space. I can picture that. Meditate, and if you meditate with some of the crystals I brought out last week, the Celestial, the Time Link, Cathedral Library, meditate with a higher vibration crystal. It will take you to a deeper state of meditation, and it has the properties of accessing this kind of information. Meditate and ask to see the soul space. Ask to see your soul group. Ask to see the answers. Ask to see your past lives. It can take time and a process to get to that point. If you're not used to meditation, you've got to kind of learn how to get into that mode of meditation. But it's very, very doable if you do it with practice and intention. Carla, you're totally on board with this, was very sick last year and had time to process and learn many lessons regarding Mom. Wow. So grateful for that experience. Continue to get hugs, lessons almost daily. Yes, it's truly interesting and remarkable, isn't it? If you can learn from experiences during this lifetime to help clear the air, clear the karma. It feels good. It feels good to be able to clear the karma. And it's not an overnight thing. It wasn't for me. It can be for some, I think. It was not an overnight thing, although it was a very quick process when my mom had that accident. It was a very quick process within about 2 months period of time that were very challenging for both of us. And there were some instances the occurrences within those 2 months that just happened, and I saw the light, so to speak. I just saw the light. I was just like, wow. Wow. Just wow. Eventually I'm going to write a book about that whole thing, and our learning together. So that will be in the future. Yeah, I think that her stories definitely needs to be told on many levels, and how we are connected needs to be told, and how we resolved our issues needs to be told. So that will definitely be a book in the future. Yeah. Gabriella, yes, I can so relate, yes. And just finally was able to stop out of this and don't let her, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I can't see this whole thing. I'm not in the best, it's interesting. The light has changed out here, so I can't see the comments as good as I would like to. Step out of this and don't let her criticize or put me down anymore. It's very hard but necessary. Yes. And that's true too. Sometimes our lessons are boundaries and standing up for ourselves. Sometimes that is a lesson in itself. There's so many life lessons. It is countless. It really is countless. There's so many life lessons. And those things are part of your plan of what you decide to come down here and try to master. I believe when you master a lesson, you no longer have to worry about it. It's done. You've mastered it. When you master your ABCs, you know it, right? You don't have to redo it. So I feel the same way with life lessons, even the little lessons. Once you master them, I feel like you've mastered it, you can move on. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You just know it. Melanie, how did she feel about me? She knew that I struggled with her all these years. She knew it. She tried, she really attempted to make things right the best that she could. She tried to be in my life the most that she could, and I kept pushing her away. She kept trying and trying and trying and trying. So God bless her. I am grateful that she didn't give up. Yeah. Yes, very beautiful day. Oh, right. Thought the same with your mom and experience. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So if you look back at the major players in your life, think about their roles and think about how they have played a part in your life. And maybe journal some of this too. Write some things down, what comes to you. Really start to pull it apart and think about everybody in your life that has played some major parts in your life. Your family members and what they have done and what kind of lessons you've learned from this and what kind of role they provided for you, and those people that have come and gone in your life, those people that have provided support or challenges for you. Think about all of those and see if you can picture in your mind the conversations you had in the soul space and what you come up with. That would be a good exercise to do. Just do a journaling exercise. You don't have to go into meditation. Just think about it. Just take some quiet time and think about what kind of conversations you might have had in the soul space with these people. Try it. See what happens. You might have some things to yet process with these things that you've experienced. And again, take your time and go through your processes. But I think if you write it down and you do this kind of exercise, you might uncover some things, more profound things, more things that you realize are lessons. So, Thea, have I talked to my mom about my beliefs and does she agree? She's been on a much spiritual path, or not much spiritual path, but she's been on a spiritual path much longer than I have. So she believes, we have the same belief system. Yeah. She started her spiritual journey probably 20, maybe 30 years ago. And I started mine probably about 10 years ago. Maybe a little longer. So, yes. Yeah. So we've, discussed things. Her memory still is a little off and on. Much better than it was, but I do share things with her, and sometimes she doesn't grasp, and sometimes she does. So we just take it as it is. But the last thing I want to point out to when you're in the soul group, when you determine all of these things, the lessons, the key players, those who will provide support, those who will provide challenges, those who will come and go, those who will be there for the duration. All of those things that are discussed in the soul space are all done with the highest amount of love that you could ever imagine. It is all done for the greatest amount of love for your success. That is what it is. So it is just a beautiful, beautiful space. So thank you for your thoughts, your comments, your participation in these chats. I love these chats, the participation, your comments, and we learn from each other. I think it's just an amazing group, and I believe that a lot of us are in the same soul group. I do. I think that we all came together for a reason at this point of time. So, Gabriella, do you think all of our partners were part of our past lives? Perhaps. I think it's a good part of our past lives, maybe not all of our past lives. I don't think everybody comes in every past life. I think it's mixed up. So maybe some of your past lives, your ex might be in there. Do some past life exploration and see if you can dig down a little deeper about that. If that's something you wish to explore. It might be something that you're meant to see, it might not be relevant. It's kind of up to you to decide how deep you want to go. So, And there'll be more of these chats too. But yes, more than likely, your ex probably had a role in your past life somewhere along the line. So I can't say for sure for you, but I would think so. Yeah. Oh, Amy, you're welcome. Sherry, I wish you could have asked my mother if she had any gifts, but all her children does. Oh. Sherry, ask her now. If she's in the soul space, ask her now. Ask her to come visit you and chat with you about it. Passed over loved ones, you can ask to come talk to you and see what happens. So, Ifran, impressed by your thinking. I do believe in your practice. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you for joining the chat today. All right, so I'm pulling two. I just share what I am prompted to share. I share what my experiences are. I share what I'm told to share from spirit or guidance otherwise. So I'm pulling two group messages today, one from the Namaste deck and one from the Soul coaching deck, to see what kind of message we need as a group today. And I'll show you both cards and both messages. And please share this with others who might be able to join our community, our group, our discussions. I know this is probably a heavy topic and some might not want to share this. I used to feel that way, but now, hey, I'm out there, I'm out in the open, and it is what it is. So I do appreciate you sharing if you feel that you are able to. So next week we'll continue our spiritual talks, and we'll see what comes up next. Whoa, okay, that card flew out of here, so let's see what that one is. All right. Sanctuary. Ooh, sanctuary. I am divinely guided gently and lovingly. Sanctuary. See, she's kind of retreated into her own self, her own cocoon here. How do you do that? By meditation. Go meditate. You'll find your sanctuary. Meditate, you'll find so much guidance, so many answers, so many connections. You can learn so much from meditation. You can find all the answers to all your questions by finding that deep space within and meditating. Find your sanctuary, find your place, find yourself. And I believe that meditation is probably the best way to go about that. If you don't meditate, start. But if you don't meditate, find some quiet, reflective time. Do some of this journaling. Is anybody interested in trying some of this journaling we had mentioned today, of thinking of what your soul conversation might be with your soul group members? Is anybody going to try that? I'm curious to know. I like to assign homework, as you know, so I'm curious to know if anybody's going to do that. So, Carla, you're finding compassion for your mom now with diagnosed with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good for you. Thank you, Doreen. Love being here. Thank you so much. Very interesting topic, Amy. Thank you. Sherry, been doing journaling. So much can come out doing journaling, really, really. Yay, Carla. Yay, yay, yay. So go find your sanctuary. Go find your quiet space. Go find yourself. And Amy's going to do it as well. I'm curious to see what you uncover. I mean, you don't have to share details, but curious to see if you uncover some profound information. So, I'm curious about that. Blessings of good fortune. Wow, that is wonderful. Rich and rewarding experiences bring you increased spiritual awareness at this time. And see, good fortune does not always have to be monetary or money or objects. Good fortune can be spiritual awareness as well. Good fortune flows to you as your third eye opens. You are inspired, feeling totally at peace. Life is a beautiful tapestry woven of threads of love. Is that just totally fitting? You can find your blessings of good fortune while meditating. and learning and discovering. And we were just talking about the layers and the threads and the connections of love earlier. So absolutely fitting and beautiful. It's amazing how these cards always seem to resonate with the topics. Most oftentimes, it's just truly, truly remarkable to me. So, yes, Sherry. Yes, Efran. Rebecca, you've spoken to your dad who passed 3 years ago and your grandparents. Yes, see, there you go. You can call upon your passed over loved ones and ask them questions. They're part of your soul group still. They're part of your soul support. They're still there to help you. You know, when you call upon your angels and your spirit guides for support, you can also call out on passed over loved ones for support. Ask them. Yeah, ask them. Kashaba, welcome. Blessings to you. Sweet cards, both awesome. Yes, awesome cards today. Spiritual awareness is a priority, yes. I think it truly is. It's truly remarkable, and I feel like I'm on the cusp of just something just like, I was having a discussion yesterday with a friend of mine, and we were just bantering back and forth, going back and forth in a quick conversation, and things were just unraveling. And I feel like we are putting the puzzle together. We have the pieces. We're not sure exactly how it all fits together, and we're not sure exactly what the whole puzzle looks like, but I feel like it's just right there on the edge. And I can't wait until that just explodes. So, truly remarkable, truly, truly awesome. What are the cards that I use? These are the cards I just chose today. I have a whole selection of cards that I just pick from. This is Soul Coaching. I've not used these very much. And then the Namaste deck. I love these. I use these a lot. So those are the cards from today. It is good fortune sharing together too. I think I agree with that, Rebecca, because we learn from each other. We learn from each other's experiences, and sometimes it can make you think like, oh, wow, yeah, I've been through that. Oh, okay. Or maybe you just needed a little something just to click a little light bulb on and just help you with your path. Let's see here, Rebecca also. Hi, Rebecca, another Rebecca. Ask about your horses. If I talk to Dad, a butterfly appears. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, Mary, the card decks I use today are Soul Coaching and Namaste. But I do use other decks often, quite often. Yeah. Like an aha moment, absolutely, like an aha moment. Sometimes these chats can, I hope, can provide that for you. I will keep sharing as long as I'm told to, and I love it anyway. I love our discussions. To me, this is just so, I feel at home. So to me, that shows me that we are a soul group. I feel at home, and I just love these conversations. I do. I love these conversations. So, again, if you've not seen my new book, please check it out, Spirit of the Crystal Ray. This Spirit of the Crystal Ray was written with that divine love from the soul space. I hope that you feel it when you read it. I hope that this helps you with your journey some way and understanding your path, with learning some things about yourself. It was a beautiful experience for me to be part of it. So pick yours up, Amazon or through me, either way. And I would love to hear your thoughts. All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Love and light, love and light. Thank you for being here. Oh, Rebecca, you spent Mother's Day crying and you missed your mom. Ask her to come visit you in spirit form. Ask her to show you a sign that you know she's still with you. Ask her to show you a sign. And let yourself be aware that she is showing you a sign. Sometimes the signs are right in front of our face, but we don't realize it. So ask her to show you a sign that she is still with you. Okay? Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tomorrow I am going to post a bracelet sale because it is so widely requested. And Thursday's, of course, Crystal Sale Day. So I hope to see you Thursday, 11 a.m., Crystal Sale Day. And next week we will continue our deep chats, our deep topics, our spiritual chats, or crystal chats. So I will see you all soon. Crystal blessings. Namaste. I'll see these last couple comments and then we will call it a day. Bless you. I've had an amazing meditation that always brings family through. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Rebecca. Yes, please share it with everybody. It is true that our life path is up 9 to come back to earth. I am on path 9. Oh, wow. Amy, love and light, love and light, love and light. Oh, thank you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. All right. Thank you all so much. See you soon. Namaste. Have a beautiful day.